let's play James's Pike and Shot level editor. Boom, 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 boom. I guess I could just play music. Let's do that. Let's not edit this video at all. That's probably still too loud. We'll see how it turns out on the video. Alright. Let's start up Pike and Shot. So there's Pike and Shot. I could full screen it if I wanted to. Or whatever. But I'm not gonna. Because we're gonna add some levels. There's a level. But here's the level editor. Dun dun dun. So usually I drag this over here. So here we have the level. If I press D, it'll give me a lot of things showing where the actual dimensions of things are. A lot of the enemies in the game are single enemies that are in a formation of one guy. There's only really a few instances where I actually put multiple guys into one formation. So, as a result of that, like if these were bigger formations, then these little things showing where the formation are would more line up with where the guy is actually standing, but they don't for now. I forget why this is here. I think it's because there's some formations that don't have anyone in them, and so it's to show where they are so you can see them. So anyway, you can move around with the arrow keys, or you can just like click on guys and it will kind of jump to where they're at. Whoever you have selected usually animates. Or did I change that? No, they just kind of turn into a guy. They're using some frame. I think it's whatever the first frame of their charge animation is. They default to that. So some enemies don't have that, and so that's why they turn into a guy that doesn't look like them. But for instance, this guy here, he's the guy that's currently selected in the list, so he's showing that he is. And then you can move guys by just changing their X and Y values in here. So I could like change this to like 200, and then he'll be like in a different spot. But you can also just grab him with this and just like move him around. And it doesn't matter where he's showing on the screen while I'm doing this, he'll just be where I actually drop the little holder for him. So none of this matters because I'm not going to save it. There's the save button there. You click that to save the current level. Here's like the name of the level file that you can change on the fly. You can select existing levels from this drop box here. Starting offset. I forget what some of these do. Shift beginning and shift amount is you can put in like an X value here, and then you can kind of move everyone over by a certain amount. So it's just like, say I think that some part of the level is too close to the part that comes before it. I can use that to just kind of shift stuff in different directions, either like a negative direction or a positive direction, just to kind of move like large amounts of things to just kind of like create space in a level if I want to add stuff into the middle of it. Starting offset is mostly for debugging, so if you put a value in there, when you go back to the level screen, you'll start the level at that starting offset. So normally you would start at the beginning of the level, but if I put some value in here, like say 8,000 or something, I'll start at the 8,000 mark in the level. So that's all that's for. And if you just leave it blank, it just defaults to the start. So there's formations. You can see who's like in the formation over here, so this is like a list of the things that are in the formation. So if I go to like Slinger over here, and like all these formations, you just name them when you create them. So there's like add buttons, there's new buttons, there's remove buttons. You can move formations up and down in the list. I want to maybe rewrite this so that the list is just automatically ordered based on how far to the left you are in the level, like what your X value is, but I haven't done that. And then this is where you set the side of that formation. It can either be enemy, neutral, or a person that's on the side of the player. And this just has different mechanic connotations in the game. Like neutral units act differently than player units, and obviously enemy units. Setting up the enemy does a lot of stuff, because one, it causes them to draw so that they're flipped, so that they're looking to the left. That's kind of an artifact of one of the original concepts in the game that's not really there anymore. When I originally started working on Pike and Shot, or at least some point in its development, there was a mechanic where any soldier that you kill has like a small percentage chance of routing rather than dying. So everybody had like a surrender like sort of animation that they would do, that now I only really use for like when the player dies and stuff like that, like when you run out of coins. But every unit in the game used to be able to do that, and the idea was that if you shot someone or you stabbed them with your pikes and they routed instead of dying, they would run around on the screen sort of like a pickup, and if you bumped into them with your formation, you could actually recruit them into your formation. So you could actually get like goblin characters and stuff like that into your formation, and they did different things for you depending on what kind of guy they were. But that was a mechanic that I kind of ditched very early on in development, so it's not really that useful anymore. But that was the reason that all of the sprites are drawn so that they're looking to the right, and then soldiers that are set to enemy, their sprite just gets flipped when I draw them based on the fact that their side value is set to -1. So that's actually really funny. Like, it would be way easier to just draw the enemy sprites the other way, but I just don't do that. Although it does allow me to flip guys around and stuff like that in different situations. Although I'm sure there's probably easier ways to do that. So yeah, so this is the formation list, and then this shows you what soldiers are in that formation. So if I want to add like a new formation, let's say, I just hit new, and now at the bottom of this list there'll be just a new formation with the default name. So let's say YouTube demo will be the name of this guy. So now I can add any soldier I want into this. Let's add a weird one, like one I haven't used for a long time. Like I can put a mercenary crossbowman, or ooh, I can put a Pavis crossbowman. I haven't seen one of those for a long time. I don't even know what he's gonna do. But let's see. Put him at like 400, 300 down, maybe a little higher than that, maybe like 250. Let's go like 240. And then this spawn value is basically once whatever number you put in here, once that X value is visible on screen, so basically like once the screen has scrolled up to that X value that you'd be able to see it, this enemy will spawn. So this kind of controls like how far away the enemy will spawn. So it allows me to kind of control like how many enemies are going to come at you at once, because obviously I could have like a big wave of enemies that are coming at you. Like say like these guys here, and these guys here, and these guys here. They all have like very different X values of where they start, but I could set their spawn value to be the exact same number, and then that way, as soon as you get to that point, they're basically all triggered to spawn and then start doing whatever their pattern is, which I'll explain in a second. But so it's what allows me, like, all these enemies that are in the level, they don't get spawned until you get to their spawn points, right? So if you've triggered these guys and then they walk to the left and they come out of the side of the screen or whatever, you can fight them or whatever and kill them, and as long as you don't scroll the screen any farther forward to one of the next spawn points of some other enemy, no enemies are going to come at you, right? Like, none of these other guys start doing anything until you actually, like, activate them by getting to their spawn value in X. So that's how that works. So anyway, back to this little crossbow guy I just made. So I'll just set him to 0, and then he'll just automatically appear on screen. Although I think there's like a weird bug where you can't literally set a guy to 0. In fact, I don't know if you can actually spawn a soldier on the visible screen. Let's see if he even actually appears. Yeah, see, he didn't spawn, and it's because, like, I don't know if I need to set this to 1 or if he needs to start off screen. I think he maybe needs to start off screen, and that's a recent thing. I think that's a bug or something that created that, actually. I wonder what I could do to fix that. I don't know. It's something I need to look into as to why that's actually going on. I don't really want to fuck with it right now. But if I set this to, let's just set him to like 1,030, and then just move him down some, to like 400 or something. Yeah, that's pretty decent. So he's there, and then we'll just have him spawn at like 1,030. I don't want to do it that quickly. Maybe like 20, 30, 25 or something. Usually I spawn guys a little bit prior to them appearing on screen, because when guys first spawn, they have to kind of move to their position within their formation, and so they're always going to kind of like have to adjust themselves before they're like ready to do anything, really. Anyway, so I'll make him, I think this will actually spawn him now. If I walk over to him. Yeah, see, so there he is. But see how he kind of walked down when he spawned in? That's because his spawn value is very close to his X value, and that's his position in his formation that he's in. I have no idea what the commands for the crossbow guys are, but I guess we're going to discover them. I haven't used them in a long time, so I forget what they do. So the pattern is basically what that unit will do, and it will basically just go through this pattern, and then when it gets to the end, it'll go back up to the top. So like anything else, you can name any of the actions that you're doing to whatever you want. So let's set this to like left and have him do it for like 2 seconds. So this is in like milliseconds. So I start this up. Now you'll see he'll, well, I have to spawn him first, but I wonder what those other guys are set to, because they come on screen alright. I think you just have to start off screen, but yeah, I think that's all it is. You just have to start off screen, and then it works. It doesn't matter if your spawn is like 0 or whatever. You just have to be off screen. So if I set that to 0, he'll just walk out automatically now, right? Then he'll walk left. Now he's just going to keep walking left forever because he only has one thing in his pattern. But if we set him to do other things now, I have no clue what the fuck his shit is, but we're going to find out what it is. So let's just set a new action for a duration of like 1 millisecond. Let's do shot. Let's see what he does. Oop. Why did he do that? Okay, he's just gonna start shooting. Why did he get to that so quickly though? He shouldn't have done that yet. Interesting. Oh, I set the wrong thing to it, that's why. Oops. So this should be left, and it should be, let's say 1.5 seconds, and then this will be the shot. But there's some other thing that he does. Does it need to be charge, or does it need to be pike or something? Yeah, the problem is I don't really know how to control these guys, or maybe it needs to be reload or something. See what he does if I set it to reload. So he walks in. He's just going forever. So that's not what it is. Let's set it to shot. And then have him just like idle for a while. Why does he go back like that? That's so weird. Yeah, I don't know how to control these guys as enemies. The thing is, those crossbow guys used to be enemies, but now they're like player-controlled things. So I don't actually know what his behavior is right now. Let's maybe let's maybe do someone else instead of crossbow guys, as cool as they are. Let's do like a slinger. Slingers are pretty basic. So, I forgot the timing of all their shit is though. What do? They shoot for 600 seconds. What is their reload though? Their reload's like a full second, yeah. So that is 600. So we can even just copy this pattern off of this other slinger. And then it'll cause him to do whatever this guy's doing, or we can edit it or whatever. So let's do that. Let's copy this pattern and go to our YouTube demo guy, add in a slinger, and then just paste that pattern in. But we'll add at the start, instead of idle, we'll change this to like left or something. So now he'll walk up, he'll reload, he'll shoot. And then he'll just kind of stand there for a bit, and then he'll walk, he'll reload, and shoot. So that's how you set guys up. And then you can do lots of different things. In fact, we could even just create like a... Let's remove all of this. See, I haven't set this to automatically select the next one after you hit remove. Probably just because it never came up or something. So let's remove that slinger. Let's add in like a pikeman. Let's add in like a few pikemen, 3 pikemen, and then let's add some arquebusiers. Just like that, and then we're gonna make a new action where they go left for a bit. And the reason that there's multiple drop downs here is because you can do multiple actions at once. So say you want to like walk diagonally upwards, you would put left and up in one of these other ones, or you could be shooting while you're doing that, or whatever. Currently there's only provision for 4, but there could be more easily. It's just never come up. So we can do that, and then have them pike for a minute, and then we'll do left in there, and we'll do like up. Add another one. I probably should have actually copied that last one. So if you press add, that like adds in the previous one. Let's just set that to idle, keep the other one on pike, and then add another one where we stop. And let's do that for like 200. And then we'll do another one where we shoot for a second and have like idle. Idle for a little bit. Let's see what that looks like. And shoot. And shoot. Oh, the other problem is that the formation probably has the wrong side set to it or something. Why didn't they shoot? Or did I not set that right? I did set it. Oh, because it probably needs to be longer or something in order to get them to actually get all the way up. Let's try that. Yeah, there we go. Just needed it. Take that, you jerks. Oh, I've caused some kind of... No, I didn't cause a crash. I just got to a breakpoint that I forgot to set. So, like... now I can fight fellow guys. So So that's basically how that works. There's a little bugginess with some of these guys. Anyway, let's get rid of that stupid thing. What else can you do? You can place terrain and stuff like that. Here's like the terrain adder. This level theme thing is a thing that's never really been implemented. I think the idea of this was that the randomly generated terrain that you get on the screen, like just like these like shrubs and stuff like that, that's all over the place. Those would change based on what your level theme was set to. So you could set it to like a winter theme or like a town theme or something like that, and then it would like change those pieces of grass like to cobblestones or something. And that's basically it. I need to add in controls for like the boss position and stuff like that. Right now that's all kind of just hard-coded. That's basically it. That's basically everything. That's basically all I got. I got that, I got my beer, I got my tomato soup. That's basically Pike and Chat. In a nutshell. I'm not going to save any of that. This is like the XNA build, so I still have like the shaders and stuff like that in this. Although they're the crappier shaders. I have better shaders set up for the monogame one, but I need to re-import them so that they'll work. For OpenGL, because right now they're set up for DirectX, which is not correct. They need to be OpenGL now because I'm doing the project differently. It's not a DirectX project anymore. But this is running in DirectX right now. Oh, see, I moved that guy back to technically in the right spot. But he would be if I restarted the game, because I didn't save any of this. So if we just reboot this, shaboot this, you should be in the right spot now. I don't know if this actually captures correctly in OBS. I hope it does. Otherwise, these full screen segments are not going to be that entertaining. Yeah, I never implemented peasants properly. If someone actually gets them, I need to do that. Because right now, if they die, their corpse just kind of keeps walking. Because they're not. I need to set that up as something that stops them from responding to commands. I guess I didn't show moving terrain around that much, but it's pretty much the same as moving the guys around. It's not like radically different or anything. Just set up some of those spawn points a little better. Anyway, that's the game. I just want to get to this ambush at the turn. Wow, there's all these guys. So the way you beat this is you use your shots to kill these guys, and then you just use your pikes to kill the melee guys. First appearance of shielded guys. Excuse me. Yeah, I don't know if those guys are actually set up as a formation or not. I don't think they are. I think I fake it. I think it's just distinct formations with one guy in each of them that are just programmed to move at the same time. Spawn at the same time. Yeah. Get him! Get that guy! Go! I think I'm gonna hit. Oh, looks like I've got a bug. Looks like I've got a terrible bug. I have to figure out why that is. That was not right. Must have introduced a bug somewhere. Yeah, there must be something wrong with slingers. It's oh, you know what it is? I know what it is. It's because of the cannons. It's because of the cannons. That's what it is. Oh shit. I wonder if that's a big problem in the demo. People are probably running into. I think you maybe can't kill slingers right now. Oh, I probably fixed it in the Magfest build though. So in the demo it's probably fixed, because I probably noticed that, and then I probably fixed it in that build. But this is still the old code. This isn't my work laptop, that's right. So I gotta fix that. And we will. Yeah, that's definitely what I fucked up. And then I noticed it when I was at MagFest and I fixed it. Anyway, I'm not playing particularly well right now. Although, it doesn't help that I can't stab a slinger with my pikes in this current state of this build. Yeah, it's just because the cannons use a lot of the slinger code, and then I wanted to make it so that you couldn't kill them with pikes, and then I must have, where I did that, I must have put it in the wrong spot. So now, like, all slingers are, like, immune to pikes. Erroneously. This part needs to change because it is too hard. I hate when my guys get out of sync. That's something I might address. I might make it so that your shot guys can't get out of sync like that. And these guys aren't behaving properly either. Pay attention, I can actually do this, but I want to think about other stuff, it's getting tough. So he's going to go down. You have to be kind of too patient in this part. There, so that's that guy dead. And then go over here, kill this guy. Yeah, there we go. And forget about that guy that bugged out. Might as well just go to the cannons, I guess. Cannons look way more dangerous than they are. That. I'm just being very careless. All you have to do to not get hit by those slingers is just make sure that you move around a lot when they're shooting. These guys need an actual death spray. They don't have one right now. They just use the slinger one. Alright. Seeing as I'm playing so shittily, will I even be able to beat Los Colombianos? Oh, did I fix him in this version? I can't remember. I think I did. Get a free shot on him. Gotta watch out. This wolf's gonna get you. Get him. So the trick to this part is you basically didn't get that guy's shit. The trick to this part is you want to thin out his guys as much as you can. As quickly as you can, so that when he charges at you, there's not too many of them. Didn't have a shot for him. Gotta hold him off with my pikes. I also need to maybe reprogram how he interacts with guys that are in tug-of-wars with the wolves, because he doesn't really play well with them right now. He's never designed to have to collide with those, so he just acts kind of randomly when he does. It's not good. I think he thinks that he's hit a guy in your formation, so then he goes into that state, which is wrong. Like, he shouldn't be. Because he basically just, like, tears your head off if he gets in. Which is not what he's really supposed to do. But at least I fixed this part.